parrying. That's the big defense option. No, it is at a lower level. At the highest point, you're going to get punished for that a lot, and that's exactly what we saw there. Literally what we saw. Went for a parry and missed.
Oh, and this time getting the parry off the rock. And the two players just trying to exist on opposite sides of the map. This time it was Akashi going in and gonna die off the side off a fair the first 20 seconds.
And that's so scary. That's one of those where you're like, I need to hold in, but if I hold in, then the third's gonna connect, and then I'm really gonna die.
I mean, to be fair, Absa with her kicks often puts her opponent in a similar situation.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Oh, here we got jabs trying to keep him in the bomb, but still going to follow up with the double fair right off the side. Akashi evening it up.
If you are someone who is new to Rivals, you're just watching everything from Big House, the clouds that Absa is using, what that is going to be a direct thunder line between Absa and the cloud, but also if you kick it, you get a much larger sweet spot for any of your different moves.
It serves so many purposes. It is a low commitment position control, right? You toss it somewhere, and if your opponent is ever nearby, they have to always weigh the chance that you might pop that cloud at any moment.
Yeah, because it can be a bomb. It can create a giant line between you and it. It can also just do
that interception on the jump by Akashi with the down tilt.
That was not expected from anybody there.
And like, not only was that such a nasty angle for Cheesy, but Cheesy was still holding the rock. So like, she would still need to get rid of the rock and recover without touching the ground either. So like, that was just,
so hard. No way!
And Cheesy can't even make it to the pillar. Akashi takes the first game with a 2-stock.
I can't believe Akashi had the gall to tell me he was super nervous right before this. I mean, might be super nervous still, but if he is, he's much better at playing with nerves than most people.
It's those years of experience, right? Like, both of these players have been playing since, I believe, like 2017. They were both in the same, like, RAS class, like the amateur brackets. And Akashi was telling us that Cheesy was the one blocking him from graduating for, like, 2 tournaments. So to see them fighting each other once again after so many years is really funny.
Well, and it's the story of Cheesy tended to, like, had a breakout moment sooner. Has been a known top player for longer, versus Akashi's just slowly just gotten better and better. And there's never been any one moment, but it went from like, oh, Akashi's decent. Oh, Akashi's pretty good. Oh, Akashi's like a top threat now. Oh, that almost hit.
Yeah, so I think part of the idea with this Blazing Hideout counterpick for Cheesy is those massive side blast zones, right? It's going to make the threat of the
pillar
manages to tech off the pillar. Good stuff. But it does mitigate the threat of lightning kicks, right? You have that insurance to, like, you can hold out a little bit harder and not die, which is so important to be able to avoid those, like, almost checkmate situations Absa can set off DI.
Okay, Cloud pops.
Just focusing on keeping Cloud on those corners.
Yeah, you just want to...
Oh, misses the tech off the rock, and this still keeps Cheesy off stage, has the ability to set up on the pillar again. And at 209%. And I love that Akashi's not getting impatient at all, right? Still keeping to this solid game plan. Eventually, the Kragg will die.
Kragg is just one of those characters that sometimes has a stock like this, especially because of that pillar. Has one of the best recoveries in the game due to that. But like, that pillar saved would have been a guaranteed kill earlier. So now Kragg's at 240, and most people get really nervous and start fishing for moves. Instead, Akashi just cleans it up.
Wisely, that down tilt Galaxy at 200%, but like, it's the largest side blast zones in the game, but it's still hilarious to see that move Galaxy. But it's what happens sometimes, right?
When you're at 260, anything's gonna do it.
Yeah. And Cheesy manages to clean up Akashi's stock pretty quickly afterwards.
Yeah, every once in a while, Kragg just plays with 4 stocks. That's how it goes. Ooh, jab check. Nice. Like we mentioned for parries, if you parry a jab, the person who did the jab can still move around. It's to stop basically like neutral from being this slow slog.
Does it get an edge cancel? But I mean, the thing is, Cheesy got Akashi got out of the way of the forward strong.
Yeah. Kragg Nair, that multi-tool, does everything you could want it to.
Yeah, drifts just out of range. That's one of Absa's strengths as a character. Not only is she light, but her air drift is so strong
misses
that she
the tech read.
Get out of the way of a lot of follow-ups.
Just waits. Great patience.
Catches the jump, yeah. That's
Cheesy thought she had a little bit of time, or like thought that it was, there's no way you're gonna hold it that long. Yeah.
The timing to set up that second cloud during the ticking bomb, it's so ambiguous to know exactly when your cloud is off cooldown. Like,
so
you need
scary.
to know your character to do that.
You do, but from the other side, it's so scary.
Oh, yeah.
I hate having that just waiting above me. Actually really smart there. Great tech!
Oh, that's Upstrong's going to take that one down to even stocks. If Akashi can take this game, that puts him in such a fantastic position for the rest of the set. Oh, caught with the rock again.
Okay, remember how I said Akashi's just been slowly getting better and better, but with no huge breakout? If Akashi takes this, we have a huge breakout.
Yeah.
I don't think I get to say that anymore.
Honestly, the thing that kind of stinks is this might get in the way of him getting future top 8 blocks if he keeps getting this much better at the game.
Hey, if
Ooh, catches the tech that time!
Cheesy. Oh, that's gonna do it! The ping pong!
And that down strong can be so nasty to DI because...
That angle is gross.
Yeah, especially because like you can sometimes end up on the wrong side of it if you start DIing too soon because then that reads as auto SDI, right? So then you change sides of Absa and now your DI is death. So like you have to be ready to adjust and Cheesy immediately going to Troutpool Pond.
It feels like Cheesy has been having a really hard time locking down Akashi. Like, Akashi's just getting away with more stuff. Cheesy hasn't been able to get any longer extended combos. When Akashi has been caught off stage, it's often led to death, but nothing crazy.
And it just like kind of looks like, ooh, down tilt to break the rock that time. Like, Akashi's been so calm when rock is on the screen. Like, we've seen so many parries of it, just having a sense for when Cheesy wants to throw it. And it just feels like Cheesy's having a harder time to provoke like a more panicked option, right?
Okay, Akashi's just zipping around. This is still on Cheesy to make something happen. You can only scrap in neutral so many times versus Absa.
Unless you're past like the confirm percent, misses the tech off the right. You know, that was like Steve Tech in Ultimate, right? Where you set up the thing off stage.
I thought Akashi was going to hit the right side and bounce up. So
yeah.
I wonder if that's what Akashi was hoping for as well.
And the thing with CheesyPotato as a player is I see things like that happen for her so often that I can't even think of it as like luck, right? It's just like this is way too consistent. You know all of these situations because like nobody's this lucky.
The best Kraggs are just trigonometry experts.
Masters of geometry, putting the geo in geometry.
Yeah, like there, almost set up a Rube Goldberg machine kill. Like, I'm going to have 15 different things trigger, but you will be dead at the end.
The patience by Akashi,
oh, that was so smart, so smart, and gets the bounce off the rock. Okay, one more, off the top.
Oh, up there afterwards is going to do that. Akashi with a very slim lead, but so on the verge of winning this 3-0.
This is the strongest I've ever seen Akashi play. Cheesy is so good. That is why this is so surprising, is that Cheesy is a phenomenal player.
The only time she's been kept out of top 4 at like a Rivals Major, to my knowledge, is when she had to fight Kusi at Riptide, right?
Yeah.
Like the worst possible matchup. Other than that, she has been so consistent.
Yeah, Kusi is your demon, but we like literally, other than Riptide, has made top 4 every Rivals tournament that she's entered. In like the last season.
Yeah. Within this season.
Oh, that angle! I mean, you're going to get back, but man, that's scary. Okay, does land, gets resources back.
This is 120%. I mean, Bio has a saying, right, that Kragg is never ahead or behind. But when you're looking at percents like this, I mean, I remember the down tilt mileage that Akashi got to close out one of those edge guards. This time, trying a pillar dive, but that sweet spot there does the trick. Akashi with a 3-0 over CheesyPotato, working even further into this bracket.
Love that fist bump. Love the pop off.
Yeah.
For someone who was, like, I spent about 20 minutes talking to Akashi before this, and like it was not like, oh, I'm nervous, but whatever. It was, you could tell, was actually fairly nervous and like in their own head about it. And so, I think Akashi's feeling himself now.
That is such an incredible feeling. To be so nervous about an upcoming set and then play that well.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. No, that was phenomenal.
It reminds me of like a bit of advice that I heard a while ago when it comes to like managing choking and being afraid in a tournament setting or any setting where you need to perform.
Yes.
Which is some of that mindset kind of comes to you willfully interpreting how you're feeling at that moment, because being afraid or being hyped up, that's all adrenaline, right?
Oh, sure.
It's the same chemical at the end of the day. So if you, like, I actually do this going into blocks.
Such a biological way to consider this right now.
No, but like that's actually like when I'm going into a block and I feel like I'm like really pacing around a lot, instead of thinking like, oh, like I'm pacing around and my heart rate's up, I'm gonna like choke and forget what to say on stream. It's like, wow, I really care about this block. Like I'm gonna do a great job because I feel this much energy going into it. Being able to consciously reframe that is very, very valuable. So like I'm hoping that like that's kind of what happened for Akashi there as well.
Let's take a look at the rest of bracket so we can show you guys what's coming up for this top 8, but we can also see what we're having exactly next. We've mentioned there's some familiar names here. We've got Cake Assault, we've got Penguin, we have Pussy and Y. We're going to see those later. Up next, we're going to get ZB and kind of the story of the tournament so far, Tapscott.
Yes, so